Hi, I'm Brenda Wong, a mediator and a lawyer in the Northern Shenandoah Valley in Virginia and West Virginia. I provide mediation services throughout the state of Virginia and West Virginia, and have offices located in Charlestown and Leesburg. Today, we're going to take a brief moment to talk about parenting in Virginia after divorce. A lot of folks ask me what they should put in their parenting plan, and sometimes they want to know what the law says. Remember that generally, parents can agree to anything that they'd like to as long as it's in the best interest of their children. The law is there whenever the parents can't make a decision. The law provides a framework as to what your parenting plan might look like. So we're going to go through what those provisions might be according to law. These are some disclaimers. It's very important that you understand this is legal information and not legal advice, and it applies only to Virginia. We're addressing the issue of child custody. And in Virginia, child custody is divided into two different areas: legal custody and physical custody. With respect to legal custody, there are a few important areas. Probably the most important are those first three you see listed: medical, education, and religion. Those are the decisions that are made with respect to the children by the parents, and the parenting plan will provide for who is going to have legal custody and be able to make those decisions. Medical decisions can range from deciding to have a treatment to who takes them to the doctor. Education decisions are also often about public or private schools. And then, of course, religion is about choice of religion. Other areas that are in the parenting plan with regard to legal custody pertain to communication between the parents, how the custody exchanges take place, and how the parents will decide what extracurricular activities the children would participate in. Legal custody can be joint or sole. That means that it's either one parent or it is shared. And I've been mediating cases in Virginia since about 2009, and I can't remember, but maybe one or two cases that I've ever mediated that only had sole legal custody. Most modern families, the parents want to share in the legal custody. So the parenting plan would provide for that joint custody and describe exactly how those decisions would be made. With respect to physical custody, just like legal custody, we look at whether or not that's going to be joint or sole with one parent. Joint is where the parents share custodial time with the children, and sole custody is where one parent actually has custody of the child. And that parent generally makes most of the day-to-day decisions when they're sharing, when they have the physical custody. These are the factors that a court looks at if parents ask the court to make a decision about where the children should be spending their nights, where they should be living primarily most of the time. Please note that it looks like one of the big factors is the ability of the parents to cooperate and resolve disputes. The courts want to make sure that the children are not put in the middle very often, and will often work to make sure that the children have a primary custodian who is going to be mindful of keeping the kids out of the middle. When one parent does get sole custody, and I see that happen sometimes when one parent's work is such that there's no way that they can have shared custody, the non-custodial parent still will almost always get visitation unless there's some indication that that parent is not fit to be able to have even visitation. And again, both as a general rule, both parents are presumed to be fit. It is often difficult to put forth sufficient evidence to prove that a parent is not fit. Evidence of injuries, of discipline, of abuse. Those are the types of things that that a court would use to find that somebody is not fit. Also, generally, the court always wants to order what's in the best interest of the children. Now, the question becomes, what about what the child wants? Does anybody care about what the child wants? People care, but I want you to understand that putting the children in the middle of a custody decision is often very, very traumatic for a child. Often when a child hears a parent say, hey, who do you want to live with? They hear, who do you love the most, or who do you want the most? As a general rule, the child's opinion, especially younger children, is something that the parents should consider when deciding what type of custodial arrangement to have, but it should be definitely approached in a way where the child does not feel like they're being asked to make that decision or that they're being placed in the middle. Even older children benefit from not feeling like they're being placed in the middle. What I often recommend to parents is that, don't ask the child where you want to live. If the child says, you know what, I want to live here and I want to live there, say, thanks for sharing that with me. When I work up your parenting plan, the parenting plan, I'll talk to the other parent about that, and we'll definitely consider what you would like, without putting them in the middle. So it's okay to consider what they've told you, but you need to make sure that you and the other parent are making that decision together and not putting that burden on the child. After you have a parenting plan, you can always change it. Child custody is almost always subject to modification. However, it does usually require a change in circumstances, and your parenting plan must be worded in such a way that you would the court would be authorized to make that change. So, generally speaking, child custody can be modified, but it's important that your parenting plan contains the terms as to what you mean by that. So that's kind of the quick overview of child custody law in Virginia. We offer a free consultation. You can book it right now online at brendawall.com, and I can answer your specific questions then. You may also want to go back to the YouTube channel to be able to watch other videos that pertain to process and property. Thank you very much, and I wish you best of luck as you work on making these difficult decisions.